Dr. Rick dropping in on you. Hope everybody's having a great start to your week. As for me, it's off and running. I'm really excited about all the things that are going on. But hey, here's something that's urgent. Here's something that's very time sensitive. You've heard me talking about it. Time is coming. Friday, we are going to do it at noon. I'm doing an entire 2-hour webinar on breaking the curse of procrastination. If you are a person who puts off stuff that needs to be done until it's too late, until you're pushing, until it's last minute, I'm telling you, you may even be getting things done, but you're losing time. Why? There are 86,400 seconds in a day. How you use that time, whether it's sleeping at night, whether it's sitting up and putting in work, spending time with it, how you use that time is going to have an immense impact on the outcomes of your life. If you are not optimizing that 86.4, you are losing it. And procrastination is the biggest thief of time. It's the biggest thief of opportunity. It is the number one killer of dreams. Absolutely the number one killer of dreams. Now, there are a number of different reasons why you procrastinate. This webinar is going to touch on these top causes. We're going to give you some solutions. Here are the top 8 causes, but we're going to go deeper. But here are the top 8 causes. Fear of failure, of being judged. Number 2, fear of success and exceeding expectations. You'll be surprised at how many people are afraid to succeed, because with success comes what? Higher expectations and the necessity to sustain what you created. It comes with pressure, and people will avoid that. Number 3, unpleasant tasks and negative emotions. The things you need to do to get the things you want, you don't like doing. So you keep putting it off, not realizing you are prolonging your destiny. You are pushing away and pushing forward your ability to achieve your dreams. Number 4, challenging and time consuming projects. Again, something you don't want to get involved with. It's going to take too long. There are things that can help you overcome that. And we're gonna go through those. We're gonna practice those. We're gonna look at those. Personality traits. Some people are just built-in procrastinators, but it's not a locked-in, hardwired thing that you cannot reprogram. You're gonna have to program yourself to take action, massive action at times when it's needed, seizing opportunities. Or you're going to leave so much on the table. The last thing you want to do is leave this life with potential untapped. Leave this life without having fulfilled the true nature and destiny and purpose of you being here. There's so much greatness inside of you, but if you sit up and you keep putting it off, you're going to get comfortable with putting it off. It's going to become who you are, and you're not going to ever get anything of any real true significance done, and you're going to get caught up in that vortex of just being default. And we're going to talk about default effect bias as well. But number 6, poor time management skills. You just don't know how to put it all together. But again, there are tools and there are mental practices that'll help you get past that. Number 7, lack of motivation and inspiration. This one always gets me. There should never be lack of motivation. Motive is the reason you're doing it. That should always be a reason why you want to be the best version of yourself, starting with you. And then if you have kids, then them. If you have people around you that's looking at you, you are their who they're looking at. You don't realize how many people you can give permission to take the next step if you take it. People are watching you, and you have a responsibility. Personal life and health problems. I get it. I've been there. You're not at your best. Something's going on in your life. Things are happening. Aren't lining up. I'm going to tell you something. Life doesn't stop because you're going through something. It may sound harsh. It may sound heavy, but life does not slow down or stop because you're going through something. There are some decisions I've had to make going through some of the darker times of my life. There's some decisions and things I had to do when I was coming off of 5 heart attacks. And I had to sit up and say, okay, am I putting myself at risk? Or am I just being a little uncomfortable? And if I wasn't putting myself at risk, I had to get out there and I had to make it happen. I could have easily hid behind the veil of, man, I just had 5 heart attacks. I could have rolled that for a while. Hell, it's only been 3 years ago. I could still be riding 5 heart attacks. But hey, riding that doesn't put me where I need to be. Riding that doesn't give me. And I'm telling you, when you go through something like that, I never complained. I said it happened, I shared it, and I went on and I did what I had to do. But I'm going to tell you, that takes something out of you. but you still have to wake up and answer the bell in the morning. So what are some of the things you can do? I love the 5-second rule. I'm going to teach you the 5-second rule. I'm going to teach you about different things you can do to develop the self-discipline to take action. Sometimes if you can just get started, it's just getting started. And then there are two different ways to approach this. It depends on your personality. Some people, I'm real big on knocking out the heavy stuff first, because I know that I'm going to have mental fatigue, physical fatigue, and I want to make sure the things that are more challenging get done while I have the energy, while I have the frame of mind to really think through it. Then I knock out the lighter stuff that takes less out of me as the day winds down, and then I know when it's time to cut off just by what my body's telling me. I used to push and realize that I wasn't putting forth the quality of work that I wanted, and there's a cutoff time where you sit up and say, okay, it's time for me to start recovery. So I'm gonna start winding down. I'm gonna start preparing myself. I'm headed towards bed, knowing how I'm getting my mind. But you got to have something that puts you in the mood. When you wake up in the morning, it's time to go to work. When you wake up in the morning, it's time to take action. When you wake up in the morning, it's time to do the things that are going to propel you towards what you say you want in life. Itemize the cost, man. When I'm working with my clients, one of the things that I do when I catch a procrastinator, when I catch somebody saying, well, I'm going to do it next time, I'm going to do it this time. Somebody saying, Doc, I want to work with you, but I'm going to wait until this. Look, let me tell you something. Sit down and look at what it is you're trying to do. Now ask yourself, what is it costing you? What is it costing you in time? What is it costing you in potential gain in money? What is it costing you in a potential greater lifestyle, more comfort, more freedom, better relationships? What is it costing you? Add up the cost and ask yourself, do you want to pay that price? All these things, we're going to go through these things and more. Then we're going to talk about default effect bias. Why the vast majority of people on this planet choose to just go with what's status quo. Whatever was presented to them and given to them, that's what they accept. They never challenge themselves. They never go beyond what is out there. And we're going to talk about why that happens, but we're also going to talk again about ways to do that. You're going to get a free disc assessment when you register. Well, not when you register. After you complete the class, you're going to get a free disc assessment. You're going to get a customized plan that I'm going to personally create. And you're going to get an opportunity to sit down with yours truly. For those who want to, sit down with yours truly, and let's hammer out the next 6 months. But we've got to start somewhere. And this webinar is only $99. That's $99 to sit down and pull that bar that's in front of you out. Whatever it is that's stopping you, let's pull that bar out. Let's take it out. Let's see what it feels like to step on the other side of that thing that's been holding you back, and see what it feels like to take that move and feel life start to move towards you. Because I guarantee you, when you take that first step, things will start happening for you. But you've got to stop procrastinating. So look in that description box, click that link, register and sign up. On Thursday, I'm going to send out a link. I'm also going to send out questionnaires because I want to know about you. I want to know what's going on, where you're at, what you're frustrated with, and we're going to deal with all this stuff. We're going to really sit up there and hammer it up. Anybody that's ever had a webinar with me knows it's not a 1-2 bland thing. I'm going for it. I want somebody to walk away from this saying, man, I had a life-changing experience. And that's what I'm trying to give you. I'm trying to give you something that literally changes your life. These things happen. These life-changing experiences happen. You want to be able to tell your story. I hope it's that day when I went to that webinar with Dr. Wallace. If it's not, it's got to be somewhere. But you got to get out there and find it, because it's not going to come knocking on your door. So again, look in that description box. Click that link. Let's make something happen. On that note, I'm out of here. Thank you. As I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. And I'm challenging you. Don't you dare leave no potential when you walk away from this. You take every bit of your day and you give it to life, because life is passing at an unbelievably quick rate. And when it's over, you want to be able to say, I killed it. I came, I saw, I conquered, I lived to the fullest. I made some mistakes. I had some setbacks. I went in times into place of darkness, but I stayed the course and I finished. You got to start though. Let's talk about starting. Sign up for this course. I'm excited about it. I hope you can get excited about it, because if you're sitting there and you're not taking steps and you're not making moves,